Welcome to the top of the morning show, everybody. It is your girl Titi from the D, and I am super excited to be back. I've been gone for a little while. I haven't been on air since 2024. It seems like a long time, but I am back and I'm super excited. And there's so much to talk to you about, so much ground that I feel like we need to cover. So much has been happening in the world. When we were in 2024, do you remember feeling like, okay, this is the time? Some of us said, oh, I'm going to write me my New Year's resolution and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Well, how's that going for you? Think about it. How's that really going for you? Have you been able to really narrow things down and really get things going? Or are you still sitting there with your pen and pad looking at it like, I know what you did last year? I want you to pause and think about that. Have you really found a way to really get your mojo back? And then a lot of us are, or have been, I should say, started new jobs. Some of us have started new career pathways, right? You realize, this isn't working for me. This isn't who I want to be. This is my breakout year. 2025 is it. There is so much going on. But did you know there are a few ways that you can learn about burnout? And our body signals us. It tells us when we're not feeling well. It tells us when we're happy. It tells us when we're sad. It tells us when we're nervous. It tells us when we're afraid. It tells us when we're overjoyed. But do we recognize when it tells us that we are burnt out? If you are that lady, if you are that man, if you are that boy or that girl that find yourself juggling a job or two. Because in today's time, with everything skyrocketing as far as rent and insurance and car notes and just a lifestyle, you a lot of people got to have more than one live stream of income coming in, right? And think about it. If you are a social butterfly, you're here, you're there, people always seeing you. And if you are a brand influencer or if you are an entrepreneur, you know you have to do things, you have to go places, you have to be places, even when you would rather just get under your covers, pull them up, and just relax. But we go, and we go. And if you're not taking on more than you can handle that way, your body is going to tell you, and it has been warning you, that burnout is definitely on your pathway. Now, I want to say this. It's more of a chronic condition when we experience chronic fatigue or feeling overwhelmed when the demands of our life exceed our capacity. Imagine filling up a bucket and it has a rim, and you know you're filling it up to its capacity. But what happens when you continue to pour into that bucket and it's past the rim? It spills out and you're wasting it, right? Imagine that happening every time you're adding more and more on your plate of life and you're not taking anything off the plate. You're just adding. Of course, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to get stuck. You're going to feel like you're exhausted. You might start to creep or jump into depression. So I want to share with you this morning, and I know this is heavy coming back. You're like, oh my God, Titi, you just got back and you coming in hard. I'm coming in hot because I need us to breathe. I need us to take a moment and realize who we are, what we're doing, and why we're doing it. Because a lot of the times I think we're just moving like robots and we're doing, and we don't even know the why. Okay? So, how can you tell if your body is on the verge of a burnout? I'll give you a few. So let's go with number one. And I think we Many of us who have either been burnt out, headed this way, or know someone who's been burnt out can say they touch and agree. Physical burnout. Some of the most common physical signs, like chronic fatigue or insomnia, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, right? And a couple of additional symptoms could be frequent headaches, muscle pain, digestive issues, or weakened immune system. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to be 100% with you. If you've been following me and you were rocking with me all the past couple of years, you know I'm a very transparent podcaster. And I love to share my truth because I want you to know that we are one and the same, yet we're different. Of course we're different, but we are human beings, are we not? If I'm a woman and you're a woman, are we one and the same? If you're a man listening, you know we're different. However, we have arms and legs, we have organs, right? We have some of the same stresses, whether you're a man or a woman, boy or girl in life. For me, I've felt when I was about to get into the burnout mode. Lately, I've been feeling burnt out, balancing marriage and parenthood and a career and an entrepreneur spirit. I find myself juggling. I love every aspect of everything I laid out there because I'm alive and well and I'm thriving. And I asked God, I prayed, but I have to manage my time. And I'm learning, I have to learn to just be still. And let me say this. I just went to the amazing 2025 Black Effect Podcast Network Festival in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was simply amazing. I learned so much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so much that I wanted to come back. I was like, where do I start, God? And when I tell you I had to pray, because there's so much information that I gained, so much wisdom and knowledge from the amazing panelists that sat out there this past weekend. And it was just like, oh my God, so much data. And I realized like, okay, something bit me on my cheek when I was in Atlanta and I developed what looked like a abscess or a huge bite of some sort on my cheek. And it was so bad and so painful. I had to go to see a dermatologist. Okay. And so, got that under control, all is well, everything. But I had to miss a very important rehearsal. I'm working on an amazing show. Shout out to Vanessa Lynn, creator, writer, producer of Enemy in My House, coming to Mary Grove Theater next week, Mother's Day weekend, May 10th. I had to miss a rehearsal because I just had to rest. I had to take my medicine. I just had to rest. And it's like, I felt bad wanting and needing to rest because I'm like, I need to do this. But if I kept going and didn't give myself a moment to breathe, think, rest, imagine how my body would have just decided it wanted to give out. When I needed to be at my strongest, it would have probably felt like, girl, yeah, no, we're not about to do that because you didn't do this. Right? So yes, I was experiencing muscle pain and back pain and leg pain. And I had a small headache and it was like, uh-oh. I was having stomach problems. I said, oh my God. Okay. My body started talking to me because our bodies will talk to us. Do we listen? Not all the time because we're so busy. We don't have time to listen. That's what we say until our bodies sit us down. The second thing would be emotional symptoms. Those little spidey indicators that go out to tend to warn you, hey, we're in trouble. We are headed towards burnout station. We need to fuel up because you'll find some of the symptoms relatable. You'll say, oh, you're very irritable. Are you? Perhaps you are if you're feeling like you're burnt out. Experiencing a loss of motivation, even to do things such as go for a walk or things you enjoy to do, simple things. You're just like, I just ain't even got the energy. Well, why don't you? Because you're overwhelmed, you're tired. Feeling detached or emotionally drained, like I just don't have the capacity. Increased frustration marries the irritability. And then having negative feelings about work or caregiving responsibilities, burnout, emotional burnout. Don't feel bad. Yet we do feel bad because we're human. So sometimes when we're going through, people tend to make us feel like, oh, you need to be able to just to go, like we're Power Rangers or go gadget, right? And we are simply human beings having a human experience. And every now and then you need a break. Don't let nobody tell you you don't. Everybody need, no matter how old you are, you need a moment to reset. You have to. It's imperative. Because if not, you're really going to find yourself burnt out. Here's one. This is the third tip I'm going to give you. Then I'm going to give you some ideas on how can we bounce back from that, TT. Okay. The third one is behavior issues. Now, you could look at the shift in the pattern in yourself, because sometimes we have to have those self-reflection moments. And a lot of times we're so busy, we don't make the time to have them. And it's like, why not? Like, there's 24 hours in a day. How many of those hours do you sleep? Now, that's rhetorical. I know how many hours they recommend or they say we should, but do we? No, we don't. Because we're go. Gotta do, gotta have, gotta push. And then you got somebody that has an extended arm that wants to wind the clock in your back. Boundaries. We're going to talk about boundaries this season. Oh, yes, friends. We're going to talk about boundaries because you have to set those. And that goes for family boundaries, relationship boundaries, work boundaries. Your boss should not feel like they could call you after hours, even if you salaried, on your family time or your personal time and want you to get something that they may have just gotten. Oh, I need to get Oliver to do this. So let me call Oliver right quick. But it's 9:00 at night. No, Oliver is maybe sleeping. Oliver might be at a late dinner. Oliver might be in the middle of breaking somebody's back. Right? Oliver might be with his family, his friends, doing him, reading a book, taking a walk, drinking a beer. Who knows what Oliver may be doing? But what Oliver is not anticipating is taking a call from his boss. Because he just had this great idea, or she just had this great idea, or they, because sometimes people are managed by teams, they just had this great idea, but it's not their normal standard hours. And please don't let people tell you this. Let me be clear about this. Well, if you're salaried, then you kind of work 24 hours. I'm not a doctor, and this is not an emergency room. There are boundaries. And there are laws to protect you. And if you think that there are not, I need you to do your research. Every one of us know a lawyer or know someone who knows a lawyer. You might even be a lawyer. You know there's a such thing as EEOC. There's a lot of practices that are violated because we don't know better, or we may feel like we don't want to say nothing. But guess what? When you burn out, then you're looking like, oh, well, wow, what's wrong with Oliver? Well, Oliver is mad because you called Oliver at 9:00 and asked Oliver to do a report, run a report, write a story, I don't know, do something. And now Oliver had to stay up later, miss dinner, miss doing this, miss that. He's frustrated, right? He's upset. He probably didn't rest well because he can't believe that she or he or they interrupted his personal time. Because guess what? If Oliver Day starts at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., oh, my friend, they expect you to be there. And they don't want you to be late. And they don't want you to feel like, oh, I know you ain't coming in with an attitude. But you coming in because I called you yesterday? Oh, yeah. Because can I take an hour or the time that you took from me yesterday out of my work day that actually is paying me the hours you feel like, and the contract says that I should be actively operating, handling this business? It would go with a boundary that says, you know what? Although you may have a great idea that you want me to handle or a report that you need, you want to go over tomorrow. You hear that key word, I want to go over this tomorrow when you come in. Kindly, I ask that if you get that brainiac mode, and it happens, I've woken up and like, oh, I got to write this down, or I'm not disturbing people's peace though. I would send you an email. Or, yeah, let's refrain from text messages. I do got the approval from some folks to say, hey, I don't care. You can do that. But I try to be mindful just the same way I want people to be mindful for me. I'll send an email. Now, if you happen to be on your computer at 11, 12 o'clock at night, I don't know what to tell you. Now, I'm guilty of me being that girl that will shoot at that email. Like, oh, yeah. Because I'm thinking, well, they probably sleep, which they should be. I'm going to shoot this email. They'll see it tomorrow. We could discuss it tomorrow. But I'm not calling you. And I think it's really disrespectful for people to do that. Where do you stop? Those that don't have children or don't have significant others or just don't have the wherewithal to say, you know what? Their time is their time. Like if I'm on my lunch break, I hate this one. Now, this hasn't happened to me no time recently, but when I was younger, I'd be eating in a break room. They'll come in. I know you're eating right now, but when you're done, you just interrupted my lunch break. So if you took 5 or 10 minutes to explain something to me, you took 5, 10 minutes of my lunchtime and you want me to jump right on that when I come back instead of me saying back then, you know what? I'll be done with my lunch in about 15 minutes. As soon as I'm done with my lunch, I'll come and find you and then we can go over that because I don't want to miss anything. I'm not making any mental notes. Respectfully, and I don't have anything to write with because I'm on my lunch break, but I would be more than happy to come bring my pad, my notebook, whatever I need to be able to do that. If you want to jump on a Teams or a Zoom or whatever we use in today's time, let's do that. But right now, let me complete this lunch. We didn't have that back then. There was no Team, there no Zoom, none of that back then. But in today's time, I'm okay with saying, hey, but what I'm trying to teach myself, and I'm bad at this because burn myself out, Willie should be my middle name. I have to say, you know what? Let me shift. Let me pivot. If I choose to work through my lunch, that's on TT. But I told myself, I constantly work through my lunch, right? I don't even take a lunch half the time, more than half the time. Nobody's telling me, oh, go home early because you didn't go to lunch. Because if that's the case, I'd be going home almost every day. I have told myself, you know what? I'm going to start leaving the office or going into a separate space in the building and taking an hour to decompress and just have my time for me. That hour that they don't pay me for my services, it's mine to do what I want. If I want to go sleep in my car for 50 minutes, I can freshen up and get back in my space because I got that whole hour. It's boundaries. I said all of that. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Because when we don't have them, people totally will run you over. And it leads back to, like I said, procrastination, withdrawal, isolation, and you don't want to be productive as much as you used to be. So let's see, what can we do, TT, to reverse the burnout? I'm glad you asked, right? So once you know, like, I'm on burnout mode or I'm in burnout mode, let me share some ways you can get that mojo back. You can exercise. Get back physically active. If you used to go to the gym and you don't go to the gym, let's see what that looks like going back. If you weren't even in a gym, wasn't even thinking about the 3-letter word, what about adding it? Even if you take some hustle classes or line dance classes or something that's going to get your heart going, right? Get your muscles moving. Some form of activity. Then quality time with friends and family. We miss a lot of that because we're too busy with work. We're too busy with school. Now, let me say this. So all my young people just like, yeah, see, that's why school. No. School is important. It is an extension. It is a tool to help you build your career. If you just have a job, you just have a job. But if you have a career, you have a career. If you're in school, that's going to help you get a job or have a career. But you still have to have that time for you, with your family, with your friends, with yourself. Because we're going to talk about self-care this season as well. All these things we're going to talk about. Oh, yes, we will. We have so much to talk about. And there's so much that's going on in the world. We can't heal everybody in every space, but we can heal one person at a time. And it ain't wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's moment by moment, second by second. Right? A new hobby. Adopt a new hobby. There's a lot of things we like, but we don't have time or we've never tried it. Think of something you want to try. Get you a new hobby. If you don't have family and friends that you really fraternize with, because there are some people that don't, get you a new hobby. One thing I found, people love mindfulness, meditation. Now, I'm going to tell you, from time to time, I don't do it quite often, but from time to time, I will have me a mindfulness breakfast. I'll have myself a mindfulness lunch, a mindfulness dinner, a mindfulness happy hour. I treat myself alone, solo dolo. I go with my husband. Shout out to my husband, Swifty McVeigh. I go with my children, or my youngest now, because my oldest lives in another state. Shout out to Markel. I go with my girlfriends. I said to myself, I'm going to start going with my sister, my blood sister. I love taking myself down because you live in the moment and you check out the surroundings. Life be happening so fast. We don't realize all the things that's going on around us that it just passes us by. But if we take a moment to look at what we've done, what we haven't done, what we want to do, so much can happen. And my last one is, before you add any of these things, I want you to look at the demands on your life and ask yourself, what can I remove? Because if you add any of those things I just ran down and you don't take away any of the things you're already dealing with, it's not going to really impact your life. Not the way that you want it to, where you can see change. And the goal is to take some things off your plate, not just add. Now, as I said, self-care is one of the hardest things that we do for ourselves. Now, some people don't struggle with it at all. I know a few people that be like, oh, baby, I get to me a massage weekly or monthly or bi-weekly or whatever, and they get their hair done every week or every other week and nails. And there was a time when I was getting my pedicure and manicure or fill-ins when I was wearing tips every 2 weeks. But then I'm like, well, I got to do this. Okay, I'll extend it. And I just told myself recently, get back to it. So once I'm done with this production next week, I'm getting myself back on, getting my nails done and my hair done. That was my time. And my day will consist, that morning will consist of breakfast or going, because I love to be one of the first clients to my stylist. Shout out to me. I love to be one of her first clients. And a lot of the times I'm one of her first clients because I always have an activity or an event I'm doing. But I just really want to go and have that moment because I feel like, wow, I'm taking care of myself. And my husband's always like, look, what do you need? If you need some me time or you time by yourself, me and Cody could do this or that. And my husband's on the go too. So it's like, no, I don't need that from them. I need it from other things and other people sometimes. But I told myself when this production is over next week, I'm going to treat myself a late Mother's Day gift from me to me. I'm getting my hair done and I'm going to do my natural hair. I love my weaves, my wigs, my extensions, my braids. But I said, I want to try something with my own hair, right? I want to get a little bit of cut. I'm going to wait to get the color, but I want to get a little bit of cut. And I'm going to go and get my full set. I'm ready to get my tips back. I want to get a nice manicure. It's almost open toe season. Ladies, y'all heard that? It's almost open toe season. We don't want to see toes that look like they've been dipped in ashtrays. We don't. So get those toes taken care of, right? And I'm going to treat myself to lunch by that time. It's either I'm going to go get my hair done, go to an early breakfast, and then get my feet and my hands done, or I'll go get my hair done, my feet and my hands, then I'll go treat myself. I don't know. It'll be something. But that's my Mother's Day gift from me to me. And I'm not going to feel no kind of way about it except excited. So, as you can tell, I'm back. I am back. And I am ready to pour into you, into me, into us. And I hope you're ready to receive it. Well, that's all I got for you on this beautiful morning. I hope that you will tune in tomorrow morning for the next episode of TT from the D Podcast. It's been a minute, but I'm back.